before the day asks anything of you, before messages arrive or responsibilities begin to whisper your name. There is this quiet moment where your breath is still your own, your body is still safe, and nothing needs to be fixed right now. And in this gentle pause, you are invited to arrive exactly as you are, knowing that a calm morning does not require perfection, only presence and care. And as you listen, you may begin to feel that sense of emotional safety returning, like a soft blanket around the nervous system, reminding you that today can unfold with more ease than you expect. A stress-free morning routine is not about rigid rules or early alarms. It is about setting a tone of kindness that follows you through the day. And many mental wellness educators, including the gentle insights often shared by Dr. Zenrich, remind us that the nervous system learns safety through repetition, through small moments of consistency that say you are allowed to move slowly, you are allowed to feel, and you are allowed to begin again. As your morning begins, even if it begins later than planned or already feeling rushed, there is an opportunity to reconnect with your breath, noticing how it moves in and out without effort, noticing that you do not need to control it to benefit from it. And this awareness alone can start to reduce the background tension that often lives in the body after sleep. Instead of reaching immediately for stimulation, it can help to give yourself a few moments of quiet orientation, noticing the light in the room, the temperature of the air, the feeling of the surface beneath you, gently signaling to your mind that you are here and that this moment is manageable. Stress often grows when the mind jumps ahead, so a grounding morning practice invites you back into now, into something simple and tangible, like slowly stretching your arms or placing your feet on the floor and feeling their contact, reminding your body that it has support. Emotional balance in the morning is less about feeling happy and more about feeling regulated. And regulation begins with permission to move at a human pace. When you allow yourself to wake without judgment, you reduce the pressure that can turn mornings into battles. And this creates a ripple effect throughout the day. A nourishing morning routine may also include gentle hydration or a warm beverage, not as a health demand, but as an act of care. A way of saying, I am listening to what my body needs right now. Anxiety often softens when it feels heard, and small rituals of care teach your system that you are paying attention. Dr. Zenrich often speaks about how predictability can calm the mind. And this does not mean doing the same thing perfectly every day, but having a few familiar anchors that your system recognizes as safe. This could be a few slow breaths by a window, a moment of gratitude for something neutral or comforting, or simply allowing yourself to sit without scrolling, letting your thoughts settle without trying to change them. Thoughts may still come. Worries may still appear. But when you meet them with curiosity instead of urgency, they lose some of their intensity. A stress-free day begins not by eliminating challenges, but by building resilience early, by reminding yourself that you have navigated many days before and you have the ability to respond with care. If sleep has been restless, it is especially important to be gentle in the morning, avoiding self-criticism and instead offering understanding, because better sleep habits are supported by calm mornings, just as calm mornings are supported by restful nights. When you approach the morning as a continuation of rest rather than an abrupt ending to it, your nervous system remains steadier, and this steadiness can support clearer thinking and emotional flexibility later on. As you move through the early moments of the day, you might choose one simple intention, not a goal to achieve but a feeling to return to, such as steadiness, patience, or softness, something that feels realistic and supportive. This intention can act as an emotional handrail, something you can touch mentally when the day feels fast. Stress management does not require you to fix your life before breakfast. It only asks that you notice when tension rises and respond with kindness instead of force. Even a few minutes of mindful presence in the morning can lower the volume of anxious thoughts, helping your body feel less reactive. Over time, these gentle mornings teach your system that waking up does not have to be a threat, and that safety can be cultivated internally. If at any point stress or anxiety feels heavy or unmanageable, it is always important to remember that reaching out to a qualified mental health professional can provide additional support. A calm morning routine is a practice, not a performance, and each day offers another chance to begin with compassion, curiosity, and care, allowing the rest of the day to unfold from a place of greater balance and trust. And as the morning continues, the focus gently shifts from simply waking to consciously choosing how you want to carry yourself into the world. Understanding that emotional balance is not something you either have or lack, but something you nurture through attention and small supportive habits. After those first grounding moments, it can be helpful to create a sense of rhythm, a soft structure that holds you without pressure, because the mind often feels safer when it knows what comes next. This might look like moving through your morning activities with awareness rather than speed, noticing how your body responds as you wash your face, prepare food, or step outside, allowing these everyday actions to become calming signals instead of rushed tasks. Anxiety regulation in the morning often benefits from limiting how much information you take in early on, giving your nervous system time to settle before engaging with demands. And this boundary is an act of self-respect rather than avoidance. Dr. Zenrich frequently emphasizes that the brain is highly impressionable in the first hour after waking, and what you expose it to can shape your stress response for the rest of the day, so choosing gentleness early can be a powerful form of prevention. If worries about the day arise, instead of pushing them away, you can acknowledge them briefly, reminding yourself that you will address them when the time is right, and then gently returning your attention to the present moment. This approach teaches your mind that it does not need to be on constant alert, and over time this can reduce baseline anxiety. A supportive morning routine also makes space for emotional check-in, noticing how you feel without trying to label it as good or bad, simply allowing emotions to exist without resistance. Emotions often soften when they are allowed, and this acceptance can prevent them from intensifying later. Movement in the morning, when approached gently, can also support stress regulation, not as a workout requirement but as a way to release residual tension from sleep, whether that means stretching, walking, or simply rolling your shoulders and neck. The goal is not to energize aggressively but to invite circulation and ease, helping the body transition into activity without shock. Nutrition can also be approached with kindness, focusing on nourishment rather than restriction, choosing foods that feel comforting and sustaining, and noticing how they make you feel. This mindful relationship with food in the morning can set a tone of respect for your body that carries into other choices throughout the day. Emotional safety grows when your basic needs are met with care, and mornings are an opportunity to meet those needs intentionally. Stress often thrives on urgency, so slowing down even slightly can create a sense of spaciousness that allows clearer thinking and more measured responses. When the mind feels less rushed, it becomes easier to respond rather than react, which supports healthier interactions and decision-making. If your morning includes preparing for work or responsibilities, you can bring mindfulness into that process by focusing on one task at a time, resisting the urge to mentally multitask, which often increases anxiety. Each completed small task can become a signal of capability and competence, reinforcing self-trust. Better sleep habits are also supported by consistent morning routines, as waking at a similar time and exposing yourself to natural light can help regulate your internal clock, making it easier to rest at night. This gentle consistency does not require perfection, only a general pattern that your body can learn from. Throughout the morning, self-talk plays a significant role in stress levels, and replacing harsh inner commentary with neutral or supportive language can reduce emotional strain. Instead of telling yourself what you should be doing, you might remind yourself that you are doing the best you can with the energy you have today. This compassionate perspective aligns with the guidance often shared by Dr. Zenrich, who highlights that self-kindness is not indulgence, but a foundational skill for emotional resilience. As the morning draws to a close and you prepare to move fully into your day, you can take a brief moment to acknowledge the care you have already given yourself, recognizing that these small acts matter and contribute to your overall well-being. Even on mornings that feel imperfect, the intention to approach the day with awareness and gentleness can make a meaningful difference. And again, if stress or anxiety ever feels overwhelming or begins to interfere with daily life, seeking support from a qualified mental health professional can provide personalized guidance and relief. A stress-free day is built one moment at a time, starting with a morning that honors your humanity, your limits, and your capacity for growth. Each morning is an invitation, a gentle doorway into a new day, where you are allowed to begin again with care, patience, and trust in your own resilience. When you choose to start your day with small, supportive habits, you're not just managing stress, you're affirming your worth and your right to feel safe in your own body and mind. These moments of calm, repeated over time, create meaningful change, softening anxiety, improving rest, and strengthening emotional balance. You do not need to do everything at once. You only need to take the next kind step. Let your mornings remind you that you are capable, supported, and deserving of peace. And let that reminder carry you forward with hope and confidence into each new day. And as you step fully into the flow of the day, the effects of a calm morning routine continue to support you quietly, like an internal anchor that steadies you when unexpected stressors arise. The practices you engage in after waking are not meant to shield you from all difficulty, but to strengthen your ability to meet challenges with presence and self-compassion. When stress shows up later, your body may remember the slower pace and gentle care from the morning, making it easier to pause before reacting. This is how emotional regulation becomes a lived experience rather than a concept, through repeated moments of choosing awareness over urgency. Throughout the day, you can return to the feeling you cultivated in the morning, whether that was steadiness, softness, or patience, using it as a reference point when emotions fluctuate. This continuity helps maintain balance and reduces the buildup of tension that often leads to overwhelm by evening. Better sleep habits are also influenced by how you move through the day, and a regulated morning often leads to more balanced energy levels, making it easier to wind down at night. By avoiding extremes of overexertion and understimulation, you create a rhythm that supports restfulness. The gentle morning choices you make can also influence how you relate to others, increasing empathy and reducing irritability, because when your own needs are acknowledged, it becomes easier to acknowledge the needs of those around you. Drive Zenrik often notes that emotional resilience is relational as well as internal, and mornings that prioritize calm can improve the quality of your interactions. As the day progresses, you might notice moments where old stress patterns try to reassert themselves, and this is normal, not a sign of failure. Each time you notice and gently redirect, you are strengthening new pathways of response, teaching your nervous system that safety is available even in motion. The goal is not constant calm, but recoverability, the ability to return to balance after disruption. This skill is nurtured through daily practices that remind you of your capacity to self-soothe. When evening approaches, reflecting briefly on how the morning felt can reinforce its importance, helping you see the connection between how you began the day and how you experienced it. This reflection can be simple, just a quiet acknowledgement of what helped and what you might adjust tomorrow. Sleep quality often improves when the day ends with less accumulated stress, and this creates a positive cycle where rest supports calmer mornings, and calmer mornings support better rest. Over time, this cycle can significantly reduce overall stress levels without requiring dramatic changes. It is important to approach this process with patience, understanding that change happens gradually and that consistency matters more than intensity. If there are days when the morning feels chaotic or care is harder to access, that does not erase the progress you have made. It simply offers information about what you might need more of. Compassion for yourself during these moments is essential. And always, if stress, anxiety, or emotional discomfort begin to feel too heavy to manage alone, reaching out to a qualified mental health professional is a supportive and responsible step, offering tailored guidance and reassurance. Your well-being is worth attention and care. A stress-free day does not mean a problem-free day. It means a day where you feel resourced enough to meet what comes with steadiness and self-respect. By honoring your mornings, you are laying a foundation of safety that supports your mental and emotional health in quiet but powerful ways.